but actually the master is not away. He is here with us. So I don't know who else is watching the place. I am Torgo. I watch after the place while the master is away. The master is here, so I have no idea who's watching the place. You know the jig. I look after the place, yada yada. The master is with us, so I don't know who's watching the place. One of those will be a good take.
Tomorrow is gonna be one beautiful day. What a beautiful bird! $100 will get you. Come on in. You look like a bum.
Yeah, it's great to see you too, Dad.
Who the hell is this?
Happy Turkey Day.
Let's chow.
Does this turkey look like it's getting bigger to you?
Consume the turkey that was part of a Santeria exorcism.
The devil's inside that turkey.
Boys and girls, let's party!
You want different, you want exciting, you want kinky.
I've come to put an end to it.
Jesus Christ!
But you could at least tell me what's going on.
That is some kind of turkey you got in there.
The show's about to begin.
Holy Mother of God! Something is very wrong.
Telling us that the preacher bird is fighting with evil, huh?
That would explain a lot of shit, you know.
The Beach Girls and the Monster, starring John Hall, Sue Casey, and the glamorous Watusi dancing girls from Hollywood's famed Whiskey A Go-Go nightclub. Music by Frank Sinatra Jr.
You got a monster in the turd.
Chicks, do you have a problem? You won't have after you meet the monster on the beach. If you see this ghoul, play it cool. Beauties in bikinis, laughing, singing, surfing, sinning. Beach party lovers making hey hey in the moonlight while the monster waits and watches. Yeah. This one will kill you.
The countdown to terror has begun.
The signal's getting stronger now. It won't be long.
Come quick! The monster done ate my pappy!
Do you really think this was a bear duck?
Highly unlikely.
First man on Mars. Once he was human.
There's something shiny in the rock. This is really starting to sting.
Now a bloodthirsty monster, killing and devouring the young. And not so innocent.
Let's take a look at this, huh?
I'm gonna blast the thing back to hell.
Oh, shit.
First man on Mars.
You mean there's aliens out here? Shit. I don't want to get abducted and anal.
This film is not rated.
Good evening, folks. How are y'all doing tonight? Welcome to Horror Mike's Friday Night Flick show on this fine Friday evening. And boy, do we have some stuff to look at tonight. I'm telling you. But first, let's head on over to the chat and see who is in the chat and talking to us now. Good Lord. My God. There's just a whole load of people. Michael Taylor is on the scene. Hello, Michael Taylor. Chad M is here. Hello, Chad M. Easy Comic Reader. Hey, Mike, evening, everyone. Hello, Easy Comic Reader. Meyer Greenblatt saying, let's get creepy now. Everybody learning how. Come on a creepy safari with me. Something like that. Werewolf says, hello, Friday people. I hope your Saturday is as good as mine so far. Yes, Werewolf is in the future. And so how's it going in the future there, Werewolf? What has happened? Any stock tips that you can give us? Meyer says, hey, Michael, doing great. Hello, everyone. Gotham City Comics is on the scene. Hello, Gotham City Comics. Good to see you. Meyer says, hey, Kevin, just showed my son those new posters and the Vampirella blew his mind. Well, there you go. Folks, there's a variety of things to look at tonight. And one of the things that I became aware of this week especially, as a few of my videos have once again caught fire on YouTube, and most notably Haunted Thrills is back in the surge. It has gone over 100, or I'm sorry, Haunted Thrills. Yes, Haunted Thrills. There's a couple of videos. I almost got totally screwed up, but Haunted Thrills has gone over 21,000 views. And we're going to take a look at that right now. So as you can see on the screen, I've also hit 825 subscribers. Now that's about 75 subscribers for the last month, which is definitely over the normal 40 or 50 I get a month. And in other words, I'm rapidly now heading towards that 1,000 mark. So what's going to happen is that once I hit 900, which should be in several weeks, I would imagine, at this point, at the rate things are going, I'm going to initiate the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, which should be quite interesting. Now, as you guys may recall, and I talked about this before, and I showed you guys what I have for the giveaway. Let me just get back over here. I'm going to kill this for a second. Okay. 1, issue number 2 of Heavy Metal Magazine, May of 1977. Okay, this could be yours. This is the part of the free subscriber giveaway. When I hit 900 subscribers, I'm going to initiate this giveaway, okay, and it will be part of the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Now, this particular issue is in VG Plus, really getting damn close to fine, I would say. It's in great shape, you know, and it is a prime issue, May of 1977. Absolutely fantastic Mobius cover. Of course, Corbin art on the interior, along with Mobius, Droulet, and a host of other incredible artists. Heavy Metal issue number 2. That is one of them. And this one, I keep forgetting what the hell. I think it's July of 1979. This is Heavy Metal, July of 1979. Another fantastic issue. I need to take it out. Too much glare. But it has an incredibly phantasmagorical Richard Corbin cover. It is just fantastic. And this is another issue that is part of the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And last but not least, folks, an absolutely brand spanking new copy of the epic graphic novel, The Incal, by Joe Dworsky and Mobius. Unread, absolutely new. It has been in the plastic the whole time that I have had it. I have another copy. Of course, I've read that. This is a fantastic freaking graphic novel. And it retails for about 45 bucks. This is the grand prize. So there are 3 things. There are 2 issues of Heavy Metal Magazine, and that there's this, the hardcover, absolutely brand spanking new edition of the Incal first printing. So those are the 3 items, folks. So once I hit around 900, give or take, that Friday, you know, I will have all of the info, the details as far as entering officially into. Anybody can enter. Doesn't matter, U.S., international. I will say that with international winners, there will be a postal fee, of course, because, of course, international postage is insane. So that's something that you would have to cover if you're an international winner. Otherwise, domestic shipping, no problem. I'll just do that. So that's what's going on with the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And it's rapidly approaching that number. I'm very pleased to say. On Its Reels is just jamming. It just hit 21K views. It's definitely going to get over 25K views this year, which is pretty spectacular on as far as my videos are concerned. A few other videos I have are definitely moving up. They're just, it's that YouTube algorithm, it picks up things and then they kind of drop off and they pick up again. It's really interesting the way it works, and they're constantly screwing with that stuff. So, you know, you don't know. You just never know when something's going to start going up again and getting placed, you know, in search on YouTube and all that stuff. So I definitely, 3 or 4 videos of mine are absolutely, they're going up and up, folks. Yes. So that's what's happening. And, you know, to anybody out there that is, you know, in the YouTube universe, here's a tip for you. Okay. One thing is that if you just continuously do a bunch of live shows where you're just kind of flapping your yap and doing live content, that's not going to do it for you for subscribers. Make small videos with quality edited content. That's what people look at. That's what they watch, and that's what they subscribe to. That's how you're going to do it. That's what I've been doing. That's pretty much the entire thing. To tell you the truth, the live shows really don't do much for me. The content that I edit and produce and put on the various channels, that's not only YouTube, it's BitChute, Rumble. That is the absolute content that's kicking it for me, and it continues to drive up my subscribers, view rates, all that stuff. I have discovered that comments really don't mean much at all on videos. You may already know that, but they don't really amount to jack. I'm not quite sure why, because you would think that if people are commenting like on a video and they're like, hey, that's a great pre-code horror video, you know, whatever, that would be kind of like keywords that would be picked up, but it's not. Comments are just practically worthless on YouTube videos. So just a little heads up there. You know, if you guys are worried about comments, don't be. It's not the thing, you know. But in any case, that's what's going on with the subscriber deal. Once I hit 900, I'm going to initiate this giveaway, and then it's not going to stop there, folks. Once the 1,000 subscriber threshold has been reached, the giveaway, I'm going to be pulling numbers out of a hat live on a Friday night show. That's how it's going to go, so you guys can see it up close and personal, no BS. Then, of course, because it's the Horror Mike show, okay? It's the Horror Mike channel. 1,300 subscribers. That's also going to be a giveaway. Lucky number 1,300, if you know what I mean. And I think that you do. So there you go. There will be 2 giveaways happening. But so I thought I would just explain a bit of what is going on with the old contest giveaway, because I mentioned this probably like 2 months ago when I was like at 500 subscribers or some shit. And going, yeah, well, whenever I get to it, you know, it'll happen. Well, it's happening, folks. It is happening. And rather quickly, actually. So that's quite groovy. Now, the next thing I want to mention is that the Bud Plant has come back fiercely, folks, with an amazing selection of new arrivals, and we're about to take a look at that. But just to let you know, the videos that we just saw, the trailers that opened the show up, you saw The Devil Takes a Holiday, which we're going to look at. It is on Tubi, and it is absolutely worth watching. If you're easily offended, do not watch this film. Ye shall be offended, folks. This is totally an un-PC freaking movie. It is hilarious. You also saw The Beach Girls and the Monster, which we will also be talking about tonight. And of course, you saw my film, First Man on Mars. Good God. Of course, I'm going to show my First Man on Mars trailer, folks, because it's brand spanking new on Blu-ray for 2023. And I'm dropping that link in the chat right now, so you can feast your Vulcan squinties on that. And that also comes with a giveaway, you know, as you may have seen. I think that's mentioned in the trailer, but in any case, there is the movie props giveaway. 2 movie props shall be raffled off once the 300 signed and numbered Blu-ray copies are sold. There shall be a movie prop giveaway. Now, these are screen-worn movie props from the film First Man on Mars. So check it out on the link. I think you're going to dig the hell out of it. And let's get back to the chat, because I see some people have arrived on the scene. So we should go back to it and see what is going on. Yeah. Jacob is on the scene. Hello, Jacob. Evening, everyone. TGIF. Indeed. Thank God it's Fright Day. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Michael Taylor, congrats. Mike, thank you, Michael Taylor. Jacob says, good morning. Good God, man. Visual Feast. Hello, Visual Feast. Now, I don't know if I've seen you here before, but welcome. Indeed. Worldwide shipping. Yeah, with this giveaway, I'll ship anywhere, but you guys are going to have to pick up the cost for international shipping. That's just the fact of it. I mean, I could see, for example, this book could easily cost $20 to $30 for shipping internationally. You know, here in the United States, I can ship this media mail for $4. You see what I'm saying there? Yeah, there's a huge difference. But I'm not going to exclude anybody. You know, it's just that, yes, you'll have to pick up the shipping tab if you win one of these prizes, if you're an international contestant. On the Fright is Right. Igor is in the house. Mike, congratulations. Fantastic horror. Hello, horror fans. Nice to see you again. Good to see you again as well, Igor. Excellent. Jacob, some great giveaways. Yes, they are. And, you know, absolutely free. Once again, when I hit the 900 subs, we'll initiate the giveaway and all will be clarified. Michael Taylor, great prizes. Mike, they are. They are indeed, man. The Incal book, if you guys, the whole Incal book, this thing, got its start in Metal Hurlant and then Heavy Metal Magazine. And of course, they eventually turned it into a graphic novel. And it's fantastic. It is just, from what I've heard, they're making a movie in Europe. There is a film version of the Incal in the works. Joe Dworsky is involved with it. So let's see what happens. Werewolf says, I hope your vape doesn't explode. Lol. Yeah, you know, I'm watching it this time, Werewolf. Okay, I did a few. There were a few rituals, a bit of, I think vape device soul cleansing. So I think if anything, I may have exercised the little vape demon okay, that possess this damn device. We shall see. We shall see. Eric Boyd is on the scene. Hello, Eric. How are you doing? Good to see you. Good. God, man. Eric says, we're under a tornado watch, but I'm still here for Horror Mike. Thank you, Eric. You see, now, Eric is, that's the kind of American, backbone that we are sadly lacking in this damn country today. The hell with tornadoes, damn it. It's the Horror Mike show. It's Friday Night Flicks. And I think you guys won't be disappointed. Hell or high water in that case, as the case may be there, Eric. Michael Taylor says, but live streams are fun, especially for the chat. Yes, they're fun. Meyer says, thumbnails matter, and you have good thumbnails, Mike. Thank you, Meyer. Yeah, I do those. Those are, I try to optimize those suckers as much as I possibly can. It's important. Sometimes you just try shit and it does not work, and it's just like flat and uninteresting, and you think it looks good, but then people are just not, they're just not buying it. So then, and if that happens, occasionally I'll just go back and do another one and switch it out and then see what happens. You have to experiment with those thumbs, but I do work on those. There's no doubt about it. I kind of pride myself on the thumbnail action. Eric says, I have heard from other YT channels that comments helped. Yeah, and I actually heard from some really biggies, Eric. That's the thing, and we're talking hundreds of thousands of subscribers, where they're just no, comments are not where it's at, man. Obviously likes are important, the content itself is important, and obviously it's kind of weird the way they're doing it with these little short video things. I'm still not quite sure how that works, because I see some of those get a lot of views. Those, they have this YouTube short things with the little S, and they're usually I guess they're below 60 seconds, right? Because typically speaking, YouTube likes videos that are 10 minutes or longer. Now, a lot of my videos are 7, 8 minutes, maybe 9 minutes. I do a lot of 15, 20-minute videos, whatever, as well. But I have a lot of 7 and 8 minute videos. It doesn't seem to affect those. I don't know. But I've gotten some 411 that comments aren't really a big deal. Okay, we've got people say hellos and highs and all of that. Did I miss anybody? I'm just going back. Once again, there is the link to my film, First Man on Mars Blu-ray. Pick that sucker up. Igor says, Eric Boyd, hi here again. Greetings. Chad M with the good vibes action happening. Werthless says, if I win, it will probably be $100 shipping. No, it wouldn't be that bad. It is there are 2 magazines and a book. So yeah, it's just, as I was saying, that somewhere realistically, it's going to be at most, I would say, between $20 to $30 for shipping anywhere for the book. For the magazine, it should be cheaper. It should be $15 to $20 per magazine, maximum for international shipping. Werewolf says, I read the Incal back in the 80s. Amazing stuff. It is. It is just hilarious, man. I love it. It's very funny. It's great science fiction. It's that metaphysical universe of Jodorowsky with the incredible Mobius art. And, I saw something. There's a website, and they're talking about making a movie, or at least one film based upon that Incal series. Granted, after the original Inkall series, they have made like, I don't know, like shit, a half dozen more graphic novels have come out. This is post Mobius after he died. So, of course, it's different artists. But I think Jodorowsky has been involved with most of them. Michael Taylor, the language will probably be foreign. I don't know. You know, that is a good question, Michael Taylor, because it's an interesting thing. And I highly recommend this to people. You can find this on, I think it's on Tubi, and it might be on YouTube. Inky Bilal, he has a science fiction film called Immortal, and it was made in it's a French production with its English language. Really bizarre the way that happened. I was fully expecting, of course, French language, but it was in English, so I don't know. Hard to say. I'm not a fan of hour plus video. Yeah, that's getting a little lengthy. Myers says sometimes the algorithm may pick something up. I made a short video long ago just for fun, and it was picked up somehow and got 10K views, but not a lot of subs. Right. Well, that's the whole thing. It'll, you know, it really depends on what it is, you know, where the subs are going to pick up. Like, as I was just saying, like, for example, with my film Haunted Thrills, well, it's an edited documentary. It's won awards at film festivals. It's been in like 22 different film festivals. It's won 7 awards. It's content that people will watch. Hopefully they'll like it, and then they'll subscribe to it. And that's exactly what happens. I have seen this as it has increased. The viewership is once again increased over the last 2 weeks, where it's getting like 50 to 100 views a day now, just every day. The subscribers are building along with it because it's like content where people are like, oh, this guy does, you know, videos on pre-code horror comics, and I got a ton of them. It's not just Haunted Thrills. I've got the short videos and everything. So then they start watching those, and it's just kind of like a, you know, kind of a snowball effect, really. Granted, yeah, I mean, some people are like, they come in and they're like, oh, you do, you know, videos on pre-code horror comics. And then they see like a video I do on action figures, like full moon action figures. And they're like, what is this crap? I don't want to watch that. They have no interest. And you can see that. It just, man, it totally depends on the subject matter, you know? But as far as I'm concerned, I'm trying to cover stuff that nobody else is covering. Like, for instance, that really great issue, the Steranko comic scene #3, the all horror issue, which is up and running. And I'm going to do more stuff. As a matter of fact, in the following weeks, I'm definitely going to do a few things that I think you guys are going to dig the hell out of. You know, it's really just me kind of going back and unearthing certain things that I have that I really haven't looked at in a long time, but that I know all of you guys pretty much know about, and many of you really, I mean, you either have issues yourselves or you love these, you know, magazines or comic books. So those are coming up, believe me, and they're kind of obscure. You know, a bit obscure, kind of like what I would consider now comic scene, sadly, is kind of obscure. Media Scene, you know, Preview Magazine, those were all the Steranko publications. And I think they're incredible, man. Those magazines, Steranko did so much for the world of comic books and illustration, you know, illustrated art books and so forth. He's just another one of those champions of the art form. There's no doubt about it. Steranko's huge. You know, he's way the hell up there in the rankings. Michael Taylor says, I mean, like hour 20+ minute videos. A lot of videos are that way. Yeah, they are. Jacob says, that's how I found Horror Mike, through the Haunted Thrills video when it first hit YouTube. There you go. That's been a lot of it. I guarantee you that at least 500 of the 825 subscribers I have right now are through that Haunted Thrills video. Guarantee it. Meyer says, yes, I think that it can help to focus more on one thing. Yeah, it does, but I just can't. I gotta kind of branch around, and I guess it's like shit that I see. You know, it's kind of like going back to our childhoods. When you go back to the 70s and 80s and 90s, you know, when we were so much younger. There were just, everything was there, man. There were movies. You can't ignore the movies. They're fantastic. The comic books, the magazines, the art books that were coming out, even at that, you know, during that entire period of time. It's just, it's all inclusive. I just can't really ignore anything except for games. I was more into games back in the day, like in the 80s and 90s. But yeah, I just kind of got out of the gaming thing, so I don't cover games. Werewolf says, I prefer the longer videos. I guess I was born after. If I was born after 2000, I wouldn't be able to concentrate for more than a minute. That's my experience anyway. Yeah, that's pretty much kind of the case there, man. Eric says, shoot, gotta go. Internet about to crash. Take care. All right, Eric, have a good night, man. Meyer says, I really enjoyed your Eating Raoul video. Thank you, Meyer. Great movie, too. Great movie and a great comic book I wasn't even aware of until, like, I don't know, less than a year ago, man. It's just, and it came out the same year as the movie. I was in Los Angeles, saw the movie, never heard about the comic book. Really weird. Kim Deitch. And it's pretty damn good, you know. It's very faithful to the film. Yeah, Eric just, yeah, he's right, man. He's riding the storm out, folks. Let's say a prayer for Eric. He's in tornado warning or watch territory right now. So, Eric, if you're listening, buddy, we hope that you're fine, and ride that storm out, buddy. Michael Taylor says, yeah, those mags were great. Yes, indeed. All right, guys. Well, without further ado, I think we should really check out Bud Plant's new arrivals. Man, check this stuff out. This is quite nice indeed. Let's make this. There we go. All right, folks. Just arrived at Bud's Art Books. Now, keep in mind, I don't make any money off of this. There's no sponsorship. There's no links or anything. I just do it because I love Bud Plant. I've always loved Bud Plant. I've known Bud Plant stuff for decades, and he's one of the greatest sellers on the globe. There's no doubt about it. Of art books, of books devoted to comics, everything, you know, Bud Plant. And as we can see here, Back Issue Magazine, number 143, folks. Neil Adams Tribute. You got that right. Whoops. Why am I not seeing? Oh, there we go. Hopefully we can. Is that coming in good? Yeah, that's pretty good. Edited by Michael Urey. A special tribute issue to the late, great Neil Adams, celebrating his Bronze Age DC Comics contributions. In-depth Batman and Superman interviews, Green Lantern, Green Arrow, 50 years later, Neil Adams, Under the Radar, Continuity Associates, a Rough Stuff pencil art gallery, Power Records, and more. Absolutely fantastic. That's, $10.95 brand new from Tomorrow's. These guys are just back issue magazine is fantastic. Alter Ego, another just amazing tomorrow's publication. Draw is also excellent. We have the Mighty Thor Omnibus, Volume 4. And then it goes to something like this, 50 Masterpieces of Czech Art. Okay? This is how diverse the Bud Plant offerings are. It's absolutely amazing. Destroyer Duck Graphite Edition. The Incredible Hulk by Peter David Omnibus, Volume number 5. Out of My Head, The Imaginary Creatures of Joseph Bach. Grendel Omnibus, Volume 4. Marvel Masterworks, Howard the Duck, Volume 2. And there we go. Just as I was talking about before, guys, Weapons of the Metabaron, another new book. I believe this is 2023. Yes, it is. From Les Humanoids Associés. Okay, it is from the Inkal universe. It's from the book I just showed you. Yet another book, highly recommended, Weapons of the Metabaron. The seminal series spin-off recounting how the mightiest warrior in the universe built his arsenal of war. Jodorowsky is once again on the scene with writing credits. The artwork is very, very good, creative, and powerful with great aliens. This edition is limited to its first printing. Wow. Okay. There we go. Let's take a little gander. Yeah, looks pretty good. Wow. Nice stuff. So yeah, it just keeps this whole Inkal universe just keeps expanding. I don't know how many books are on the subject now, but there's a lot. There are dozens, no doubt. So that's something as the Monkey King. Magnificent illustrations by Jack Faragasso. Aha, San Julian, Master of Fantasy Art, signed, folks. Check this out. 2022, out of print, almost gone. 250 smackers. Introduction by Joe Jusko. Slipcase special binding, signed book plate, limited to 110 copies. This lavishly illustrated book celebrates the full breadth of San Julian's amazing career with an introduction by Joe Jusko, hundreds of beautiful full-color paintings and pencil sketches, unpublished illustrations, and rarely seen early work, along with exclusive photos and artwork from the master's own personal archives. That's got to be freaking awesome, folks. Let's take a look at a few of the things they got. There's the book plate, signed. Nice, nice. Nice little vampy. Oh, yeah. God, check that shit out. Whoa. Nice, nice, nice. See what happens. Yeah, you see, it just, there we go. I don't know if that's better. Can I get it? Let's see what happens here. Oh, no, that's as big as it gets, folks. But anybody familiar with San Julian's work, God, Jesus, this guy is just absolutely stunning. Incredible talent. Wow. A little Clint Eastwood action. Just a great illustrator. My God. Yeah, nice. Okay, this has got to open up to a larger image. Nope. Sadly, it's not. That's the size of it, folks. Does not expand. Weird. Oh well. That is fantastic, though. Oh, nice Planet of the Apes. See if I can coax it with a little. Nope. Oops. Oops, daisy. That's as good as it gets. Now they have a few issues of Illustrators magazine and Illustration magazine. Issue number 80, $15. And they got several here. Illustrators, Best of Illustrators Quarterly, hardcover with prints, special edition, $100. Woohoo! Good Lord. Illustrators Quarterly, number 40. Best of Illustrators Quarterly, 10th anniversary special. Queen. Look, it's the bleeding Queen in comics. Yes, of course, Freddie Mercury wearing the, of course, Queen's crown. I guess they're just trying to make it incredibly obvious or something. I don't know. But in any case, Superman Space Age. I was not familiar with that one until I saw it on Bud Plant. Not quite sure. Michael Allred is involved with this. Not quite sure what the hell it is. It is 2023. Oh, collects issues numbers 1 through 3. A cool retro story that takes us back to Superman's youth, capturing the feel of the Super Age. There you go. Now it's got art by Allred, so that's pretty cool. And we've seen these. So there you go, folks. That's what's hot and happening on Bud Plant's website, the new editions. I think this Neil Adams back issue magazine, number 143, looks quite good. Now, I'll tell you one thing. If you go to the Tomorrow's website, you can actually get a digital version of this for like $3.95 and just download it and read it if you'd like. And I believe it's just tomorrows.com. I believe that is the direct website. So there we go. All right, let's take a look here. Michael Taylor says, me too, I was big on the video games in the 80s. Like you, I got out of it. I had all the major video game systems. I still have a few systems. Yeah, there were really a few games that I liked playing. Of course, they were horror and sci-fi oriented. That was my big thing. Lovecraftian. Like there was a game called Blood, which I just loved that freaking game. Michael Taylor, yeah, that back issue Neil Adams looks great. Yeah, and as I was just saying, guys, tomorrows.com, I believe that's it. If you go directly to the Tomorrow's publishers, they have that issue and you can just download it for, I think they're usually $3.95 for a digital download, you know. So that's pretty reasonable for a brand spanking new issue. And of course, it's Neil Adams, for Christ's sake. I might try and track down that Adams issue. Yes, it is. It looks to be a very good one. Jacob says, Michael Taylor, that looked great. Love that cover. Michael Taylor says, you can probably get back issue and alter ego at comic stores. I have a comic store not too far from me by train. You might be able to. Yeah, it really depends. Or you can just get them direct from Tomorrow's. Tomorrow's is great, man. I've gotten some awesome deals when they have their sales. It's great. You can really save a ton of money. Werewolf says, I can't get back issue magazine in Oz. I have to order from Tomorrow's website. I buy select issues because they cost about Australian $30 each. Yeah, well, in your case too, Werewolf, you know, you can always just get the digitized. A lot of interesting books indeed. Yeah, this week, Bud Plant is kicking the butts. Werewolf says, I prefer print over digital. Yeah, that is true, but of course you're in Australia, Werewolf, and it's those hellacious shipping charges. Easy Comic Reader says, hey, Mike, is the 4-color Fear you mentioned in your podcast still available? If not, where could that be found? Yeah. As a matter of fact, I could have sworn let me check something there for a second. I could have sworn it was. Maybe I'm wrong here. That is kind of weird. Wait a second. Blimey. No, I'm just kidding. I'll find the damn thing. I know I saw that link. I saw the link, man. Oops. No, that's not it. Ah, this could be it. Possible. Well, that's PS Art Books, though. I don't know if that's going to do anything for me. Bloody hell. What the freaking hell, man? It's got to be. Ah, it must be here. Yes, indeed. Yeah, well, this is where I gotta tell you, God, Jesus Christ, Easy Comic Reader. Yeah, I believe this is where I got my issue. It's the Amazon link, and it's about the cheapest I've seen it. Now, obviously, it's on. I have occasionally seen copies on eBay, but the cheapest I've seen it, of course, and then there's, the cheaper shipping as well, is on Amazon. So that's the link on Amazon to it. Let me just make sure that's, I think. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. Jesus fucking what? Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I was wondering what the hell. Yeah, you don't want to get it new on Amazon. It is long out of print. You can get it collectible in very good shape for $49, and that's about as good as I've seen it. But it is, for some reason, man, they have not reprinted 4-color Fear. I do not understand why. It remains out of print, and thus it has gone up in price. Although I got to say, $49 for a copy in very good shape is not bad. That's not a bad price at all. You're welcome, man. Graphic Man is on the scene. Hello, Graphic Man. How are you doing? My good sir. All right, guys. So there we go. Okay, so we have taken a look at Bud's art books, and now what we need to do is head on. We're going to mosey on over, folks. We're moseying on over, of course, to the mighty Tube. Oh, the Tube. Good Lord. And Tubi has added some really good stuff. And as I was saying last week, I had to put some of the stuff that they added last week into this week's slot because there was simply too much. They just poured it on last week because, of course, it's a new month. That's how they do it, folks. That's how they work it with the new months. They just load the stuff in. And, man, oh, my God. I tell you, we are talking. It is hilarious. Wait until you see this stuff. Good Lord. Tubi is just consistently knocking it out of the park. And, you know, it's a great mixture because obviously Tubi gets a lot of obscure B movies, and we're going to see some of these Grindhouse exploitation type flicks from the 60s and 70s tonight, but also some mainstream stuff. As you can see on the screen, Lake Placid. Now that's kind of mainstream, although, you know, it's not like it's a big budget Hollywood film, but it had a pretty sizable budget. But the thing about it is that it's hilarious. It's such a great horror film. It's like one of the last modern great creature features ever made. Seriously, I just love the film. This is somebody just pulled their head out of their butt and wrote a great script that really kind of honored the creature features of the past, of the 70s and 80s. And it's just, it's a great film. It's one of those movies you have a really great time watching. You can imagine going into the theater or to a drive-in. You know, if, of course, drive-ins really existed when this film came out. Sadly, they were kind of on the decline, although it's possible there were still a few during that period. But in any case, folks, I digress. Before we get into that, I just want to go over here and give you a little more of my latest film, which is on Blu-ray, First Man on Mars.
The countdown to terror has begun. Billionaire astronaut Eli Cologne became the first man on Mars, but something went horribly wrong. Infected by an alien organism on the Red Planet, he returned to Earth a crazed, savage monster with an unquenchable thirst for human flesh. This very special signed and numbered First Man on Mars Blu-ray is limited to 300 copies and includes a fantastic mini poster insert, which is signed and numbered along with the Blu-ray disc. Plus, for a limited time, get a free Haunted Thrills playing card with your purchase. Haunted Thrills is my latest film, a documentary about pre-code horror comic books. And these playing cards were made for promotion of the film. Offer good while supplies last. And that's not all. First Man on Mars movie props giveaway. You can win one of two great props from the film: the customized screen-worn space helmet or the custom astronaut Snoopy cap, both worn by astronaut-turned-monster Eli Cologne in the film First Man on Mars. Both items come with a certificate of authenticity signed by me, the producer and director, Mike Lydon. For further details, visit HorrorAnthologyMovies.com. First Man on Mars 2023 Limited Edition Blu-ray. Get yours now.
And I have dropped the link in the description once again, folks. You know, if you want to check out a great flick and join in on the fun of the movie props giveaway, head on over. and pick up a copy of First Man on Mars on Blu-ray, new for 2023. Let's check out the chat once again. I know a few people have chimed in. Jacob says, Tubi time. Indeed it is, Jacob. We are on Tubi. Michael Taylor says, me too. I'd rather feel the mag and physically turn the pages. I can't get used to the online books. Yeah, I agree, Michael Taylor. I do agree. If it's possible, I like to get the physical, copy, the book or the magazine, whatever. That being said, I still have about a dozen digitized magazines from Tomorrow's on my computer, simply because there is no freaking way I could afford to buy all those magazines with the shipping and so forth. No way, man. So, I got some physical copies, and then I got over the, last several years, about a dozen or so digital copies. Because what are you going to do? What are you going to do, huh? It's a low budget kind of world. Werewolf says, crap. There we go. Werewolf says, just had to catch a little lizard and take him outside. This is what living in Australia is like. Werewolf, I got my lizard pals on my patio. I mean, they're crawling on my door. They're great. I try to communicate with them. I think they're getting the idea that I'm not going to kill them. So they're kind of warming up, and they come on to the patio. Like, I'll go out there. Folks, I vape most of the time. Sometimes I have to step out and smoke a cigarette. That happens a few times a day. When I'm out there, the lizards are there, man. They're either climbing on the house or they're like inside the patio, somewhere. And I think they know at this point I mean them no harm, and I'm trying to communicate with them to see if I can delve into their primordial, reptilian past and see if there's any kind of, Sleestackian connection that we can make. I'll let you know how that develops. Easy Comic Reader says something symbol and werewolf. Easy Comic Reader says you won't regret it. Awesome flick. Thank you, Easy Comic Reader. Well, there you go. That's first endorsement from the chat by Easy Comic Reader. Thank you, sir. Meyer Greenblatt says, Mike the Lizard Whisperer. Yes. Good Lord. I'm trying to communicate with these beasties. Easy Comic Reader, don't forget to please shoot me an email just to say if you want to enter into the movie prop contest. Just shoot me an email, to the admin at horroranthologymovies.com, and you are officially entered, sir. Werewolf says, I hope they don't grow up to be future presidents. Michael Taylor says, Mike, hopefully the lizard is not sending them. Yeah. Oh my God. Easy Comic Reader says, had me in the bro rolling. All right, good. Excellent, man. I'm glad you got, it's a sci-fi horror comedy. That's what it is. And completely based upon those, the drive-in type of sci-fi horror flick like Incredible Melting Man and so forth in the 1970s. When I was a teenager, like in the late 70s, early 80s, I was a teenager going to the drive-in and watching these movies. All of these freaking movies, folks. Incredible Melting Man, Laser Blast, Phantom of the Paradise. Jeez, whatever, you name it, man. The Howling. I can remember seeing most of these movies at the drive-in. Alligator, The Howling. Jeez Louise, man. Maybe even Gremlins. I think I saw Gremlins at the drive-in. Meyer says, like Willard, lizards form an army. Well, there's only 3 now, Meyer, but there could be more soon, because I noticed that 2 lizards have been looking at each other in a certain way recently. You know, spring is springing, I guess. Werewolf says, start spraying V everywhere, folks. Meyer says, you're going to be out there smoking anyway. Might as well form a lizard army in my spare time for fun and profit. You know, I think there was an ad in a comic book about that, if I'm not mistaken. But folks, let's get back to the Tubi, shall we? Now, I got to tell you, there were some surprises this week. And one of them is this freaking movie called The Devil Takes a Holiday, 1996. Comedy, fantasy, horror. It's absolutely the antithesis of PC. Let me put it that way. It is just outrageous. It is hilarious. A nouveau riche family's Thanksgiving weekend is turned upside down by the Prince of Darkness in this outlandish fable for the politically incorrect. You got it. That's what it is. And of course, you noticed Victor Wong is in this. And folks, I've got the trailer to this, and we're going to watch it right now.
Tomorrow is going to be one beautiful day. What a beautiful bird, $100 will get you. Come on in. You look like a bum.
Yeah, it's great to see you too, Dad.
Who the hell is this?
Happy Turkey Day.
Let's chow.
Does this turkey look like it's getting bigger to you?
Consume the turkey that was part of a Santeria exorcism.
The devil's inside that turkey.
Boys and girls, let's party!
You want different. You want exciting. You want kinky.
I've come to put an end to that.
Jesus Christ!
But you could at least tell me what's going on.
That is some kind of turkey you got in there.
The show's about to begin.
Holy Mother of God! Something is very wrong.
Telling us that the freaking bird is spiked with evil, huh?
That would explain a lot of shit, you know.
Now, I got to say, folks, that trailer is very tame. Believe me, this film, and the strange thing about The Devil Takes a Holiday is that there really is very little nudity. There is a lot of titillation, but it's more so the outrageous characters they have in this film. I mean, it's just way off the wall. It's absolutely, people would probably call it outrageous. Certainly would never be made today. It's another one of those films, and it would never, I don't think it would see the light of day in any movie theater. But I do recommend it, at least, for one viewing. I thought that was pretty much sufficient. The Devil Takes a Holiday. Now, Lake Placid, yeah, this is almost a yearly film for me. 1999, it was just at that cusp of great films. And as I said before, I think this is one of the last truly great creature features ever made. 1999. At a serene Maine lake, a 30-foot reptilian eating machine hungers for a fragile paleontologist on her first field assignment and a tasty billionaire. Look at the cast on this. Bill Pullman, Bridget Fonda, Oliver Platt, Brendan Gleeson, Betty White. Directed by Steve Miner. If you haven't seen this movie, you gotta see this movie. It's a blast. It's, as I said before, absolutely, if it was, if drive-ins were still a thing in 1999, and they were definitely on their way out. It could have played at some drive-ins, I don't know, but very few. This is just drive-in material. It's such a great flick, but you can still enjoy it in the comfort of your own home. Lake Placid, absolute must see on Tubi. Okay. Now, At the Earth's Core, 1976, I have fond memories of this, and you guessed it, I have fond memories because, of course, of Carolyn Monroe. Oh, yes. Carolyn Monroe is just quite stunning in this film. And that was the big attraction for this. Now, it's also an enjoyable, how can I say this? It's more enjoyable when you're a kid. I think that when you watch the effects now, some of them are just kind of hysterical. But, and look, you have Doug McClure in the film, along with Peter Cushing. And, of course, the lovely Carolyn Monroe. Oh, yes. So that, it definitely, if you haven't seen the film, it's worth watching, okay? It is definitely worth watching once. That's all I got to say, even though some of the effects might just make you cringe. I mean, wow. Yeah, okay. That's pretty much all I can say about that. The next one, the Platinum Pussycat, folks. I don't know where they dug this shit up from, but what the hell is the Platinum Pussycat? Let's take a look, shall we? 1968. They have it listed as a crime action thriller. With $100,000 at stake and gangsters on their trail, Dina and her ex-lover Baron must outwit, outrun, and outshoot their way out of Cleveland. I don't know what to say. It's an hour and 7 minutes, so it's 67 minutes long. I don't know where the hell this film came from. I don't know who the hell these people are that made this film. It's almost like everybody took a bottle of Valium and decided to make a film. Now, yes, there is exploitation. There's nudity all over the place. It's got a certain amount of sleaze to it. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. But it's like, man, I don't know. It's almost like a film that was made in slow motion. That's the way I think that it's could be best described as. Okay. Is it worth the TNA? I don't know, folks. I just don't know. On the other hand, here we come with, of course, 2012. Pardon me. Dread. I think one of the best freaking comic book to film adaptations ever done, without a doubt. It just blows away most of the Marvel DC shit, shreds the hell out of it. If you ever got into the original Dread comic books, the 2000 AD stuff, just fantastic. British, comic book, science fiction, kind of of course, with comedic value and so forth. Dread, it differs in the sense that it's a little more serious. There's less comedy in this film and much more hardcore action. And their depiction of Mega City 1 and the Peachtree structure is just stunning. You know, Carl Urban is Dredd. There is no other. I mean, you may have seen Sylvester Stallone's Judge Dredd, and I do like that, by the way. I like the Stallone version. I always liked it. I thought it was pretty damn good. But man, Carl Urban is Dredd. He encompasses the character perfectly. Lena Headey is also in this film. Absolutely fantastic. She is so wonderfully evil in this flick. It is just amazing. I cannot recommend it enough. Dredd, now on Tubi, folks. Check it out. Also, Graduation Day, 1981, man. I was pleased to see this on Tubi. Horror comedy. After a Midvale High track runner dies upon finishing a 30-second 200-meter race, a masked killer begins picking off his fellow players on the team. Yes, and Christopher George is in this film. For God's sake, along with Patch McKenzie, I might note. Yeah, and Graduation Day is one of those infamous horror comedies of the early 80s, no doubt about it. Absolutely worth seeing once again, at least once, you know, and I am so glad it's on Tubi because it has been years since I have seen Graduation Day. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, Zombie 5 People Nothing. I mean, Zombie 5 Killing Birds. Good Lord. It's another one of those films that they just set up certain shots and they just ran the camera until the film ran out, I guess. I don't know. It's a very slow moving flick. It's, you know, this is part, quote unquote, part of the supposedly the original Lucio Fulci, you know, zombie series. Now look, Zombie, the original Fulci movie, or Zombie 2 as it's known here, I guess, is a masterpiece. That is an incredible film. I think that, you know, you'll find most horror fanatics love that film. But as the zombie films went, you know, from like the 3 to 4 to 5, they just got worse, folks. And you know, there you go. That's all I'm going to say. It's Zombie 5 Killing Birds. Good gore. On the other hand, they have added High Plains Drifter, folks. One of my favorite Clint Eastwood films of all time. And actually, I think one of the greatest Westerns ever made. And of course, because it's a Western, it's a supernatural Western. It is such a freaking great film. I'm so glad it's on Tubi. A gunslinging man with no name rides into the lawless Western settlement of Lago and makes a name for himself with a string of blazing battles. What a freaking movie. It paints the town red. It is just so great. High Plains Drifter. There's this very few Westerns that compare, in my opinion. It is just, it's got everything going for it. It really does. It's grim. It has great action sequences. It has this mythos about it. This thing that about this town, and of course Clint Eastwood's character, which, you know, the man with no name. Of course, that carries through to other films. Also, needless to say, starring Clint Eastwood, directed by Clint Eastwood. It's a brilliant film. I don't really know what to say except that it's in my top 5 Westerns of all time. You know, I mean, I like a good Western. There's no doubt about it. This one is just something else. It's another animal. and it's just a fantastic film. Highly recommend it. It is on Tubi now. Let me get back. I know some people have chimed in on the chat. Oh, good Lord. Okay, let me get back here, guys. Hey, Eric's back. Good to see you, Eric. Glad. I hope the tornado situation has passed. You know, we were a little concerned there. Good God. Eric says, At the Earth's Core, a funky movie, but man, I love that one. Yeah. You know, it is. It's one of those films I you know, God, I don't know. As a kid, as a teen, I saw how many times. Of course, I fell in love with Carolyn Monroe. So I was absolutely anything Carolyn Monroe was in, I was watching it, you know, multiple times. There's no doubt about that. Werewolf by Lunchtime says they are going to need a turkey cyst. Yes. Oh, good God. Yes, the demon turkey in that freaking film, The Devil Takes a Holiday. Folks, you will not believe it. It's just great. It's a wonderful, low-budget satire on all kinds of shit. On you know, modern cultural mores and so forth. It is just, it's got some really great stuff going for it, and some really good dialogue and acting. I was pleasantly surprised. Jacob says, love Lake Placid. Yeah, it's a great flick. Just a great film. It's such an enjoyable film to sit back and watch, you know, and you're going to have a great time watching Lake Placid, you know, and that's it. That's it. Eric says Bridget Fonda hit the wall hard. Good God, man. Yes. Meyer says Betty White is great in Lake Placid. Also Oliver Platt. First time I saw him. Yeah, they're fantastic. You know, it's like they got together and they were like, look, we love creature features of the 70s and 80s. So we're going to make a 1990s creature feature. And I want you to go back and watch some of the greatest creature feature films from the 70s and 80s. Okay. And just get in tune with those characters. Because I swear to God, like if you watch films like Alligator and so forth from the 1980s, of course, Alligator, which was written by John Sayles, who also wrote The Howling. I know that this was part of the course for making this film. There's no doubt about it. They were in tune to a high-end style creature feature. Michael Taylor says, that's not a movie you'd expect to see Betty White in. Yeah, it's just great. It's just great. And you know this is the case. When you look at all the people, Brendan Gleeson, are you kidding me? God, you know, I think what it was is that they saw the script, they read the script, and they're like, this is freaking great. It's witty. It's smart. It's a horror film. I'm in. I'm absolutely sure that was the case because it is a snappy freaking horror flick. The dialogue is great. You know, you'd never feel like it just never has a dumbed down feel to it. You know, it's very smart. It's just got a thing going for it that, as I said, 1999, folks, Lake Placid, one of the last great creature feature films ever made. Meyer says, yes, Caroline Monroe. I saw At the Earth's Core in the theater, double feature with Food of the Gods. Yes, Meyer. Yeah, and I believe, you know what? I think Tubi has Food of the Gods now. That's going to be for next week, but I think I saw it on there. I think they have recently added it. Werewolf says Peter Cushing was in At the Earth's Core in 1976, which means he was only in another 12 films before Star Wars. Lol. Yeah, the guy, one of the most prolific actors in history. As a matter of fact, I think for many, many years, Werewolf, Peter Cushing held the record for the amount of movies the amount of movies starring, or well, he not starring, but like starring or co-starring one actor, because of course he was a co-star in a ton of those films. But he and Christopher Lee had this thing going, like it was almost a contest. And we're talking hundreds of movies. Absolutely insane. But I think in the end, Christopher Lee may have eclipsed him because he spoke several languages, and he ended up doing a lot of, films like in Italy and in Spain and so forth. Chad says, loved 2012 Dread. Carl Urban is a fantastic actor. He is. He just nails that freaking character, and he never takes his helmet off. Yeah, and this is Eric is just pointing this out. Yeah, Dread was a great movie. Carl Urban didn't give a fudge about showing his face like other actors. His reveal at the end blew me away because I didn't know it was him throughout the movie. What reveal? Whoop! I never saw. He never took his mask off. He never took his. Carl Urban, he never takes his helmet off in the movie at all, even at the end. Unless you saw a different version. Which version did you see? Is this on Blu-ray or on physical media, Eric? Because throughout the film, he does not take his mask off. I mean, his helmet, visor, I guess is, whatever the hell. Because, at the end, he's just talking to the woman, and he's like, yeah, she's made it. She made the police squad or whatever, and they're just standing there. He doesn't take his helmet off. Unless there was an extended scene or something. Maybe there was. Eric says, Chad, agreed. Everything I've seen in him has been great thus far. Yeah, he's a great actor. He was perfectly cast. That film, the casting of Dread is fantastic. Lena Headey as the drug dealing mama, whatever the fuck she's named. Mama. I think it's Mama. She is so fucking wicked. Oh my God. It is great, man. Excellent, excellent film. He's supposedly going to be Johnny Cage in the new Mortal Kombat film. Yeah, all of Clint Eastwood's Western films are great, in my opinion. Yeah, and it just in particular, Eric, that High Plains Drifter always got me. That there was just something about it. And I think it, obviously it was kind of the supernatural element to it that was intriguing. You never know exactly what's going on, but you're, as the film goes along, you get the sense that, okay, something ain't on the, on the human level here. And they just do it so well. I mean, it's a subtle reveal, but it. You already know it. It's just, a fantastic revenge from the grave tale, but done in such a way where it's like, it's not just that. It's not just the revenge tale, which is satisfying, but he's trying to tell these people, these townspeople, to grow a spine. That's really what he's saying. Look, he's like, these people are going to keep coming back to your town and just destroying it and killing you and raping your women unless you make a stand and do something about it. And that was like that was really the lesson, take a stand, do something. And then, of course, there was the revenge aspect. But, Michael Taylor, Clint Eastwood has become a great director. Yes, indeed. Hey, he was already great back then, Michael Taylor. In my opinion, I still think High Plains Drifter is one of the best films he ever directed. And that was way on back in 1979. Eric says, Michael Taylor, thanks. Now we're getting inundated with hail. Good Lord. Michael Taylor says, Clint Eastwood has made some fantastic films. Eric says, I could have sworn he took his helmet off at the end of the movie. It was on a DVD. Yeah. On the, on Tubi, he does not. And on, God, I've got the Blu-ray. I could have sworn he did not. I mean, maybe there was a deleted or a how do you say, an alternative ending scene. That's very possible, Eric. I'm gonna have to look into that now, because now you got me thinking that maybe there was an alternative ending where he does take his helmet off. What a trip. Werewolf says, has anyone bought the Brian Boland Apex edition? Lots of great Dread art. I wish I had the funds to get it. No, unfortunately not, Werewolf. But the Brian Boland stuff, I'm going to be doing an issue I believe it's issue number 81 of Metal Hurlant. It's the all Judge Dredd issue with a lot of Brian Boland in it. And some other artists, of course, that worked on the comic strip, on the Judge Dredd on 2000 AD. As a matter of fact, I've got it, and I'll probably do a double video. I'll do a video on that Metal Hurlant issue, Judge Dredd issue, along with an issue of 2000 AD that I got. Really kind of a double dinger. Jacob says, and that's the one thing I heard talk. I don't know about you guys. They were saying, and even Carl Urban said this, that they were going to make a Judge Dredd series. Now, in this day and age, once again, like, I've given up hope, folks. I swear to God, if it's coming out of Hollywood, I have given up hope. They're going to screw it somehow. And you know what I'm saying. But maybe they'll do it in Britain. What am I doing? You're in the UK where things are much better. No, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. But I heard that talk about a Judge Dredd series. I think it was called Mega City 1. They were going to do a thing called Mega City 1. Michael Taylor says, not just Westerns, Clint has made some fantastic movies. Indeed, Jacob, Unforgiven is my favorite Clint Eastwood Western. That's also on Tubi, Jacob, and everybody else who is interested. Boland's Judge Dredd blew me away. Oh, yeah. That dude, Brian Boland's art, he's one of those high-end artists. There's no doubt about it. He's just mind-blowing. Meyer says, Play Misty for me was good. Yes. Also an early Clint-directed movie. You're absolutely right. That is a great flick. And that was on Tubi for a while, Meyer. I wonder if it's still on. I'm going to have to watch that again. It's been years. Jacob says, Werewolf, absolutely. Simon Bisley also does a very serviceable Judge Dredd as well. Yes. And there were some of those other 2000 AD artists that did some great Dredd. I've got an issue, as I said. I've recently picked up an issue. It's got a Brian Boland cover on it, but it's got different artists on the inside, and they're all good, all good artists. Look, it's hard to go up against somebody like Brian Boland or a Simon Bisley. But I think they had some great artists working for 2000 AD. And of course the comic books, the subsequent comic books that came out. But I digress, folks. Let's get back to the freaking Tubi here. Okay, now this is 2023 Parasite Lady. It's a full moon flick. It's 42 minutes long. There's going to be TNA. That's all I can tell you about that. However, Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys, I highly recommend. I saw this. I was like, oh, okay, what the hell? Okay. It turns out that it's actually really fun. It's a Christmas horror film, but it's like, it's got a good, it's a good vibe Christmas horror film. It kind of has a Gremlins vibe going for it, folks. Okay, Corey Feldman is great in this freaking movie. He just does such a great job. He's hilarious. His character is just fantastic. I love it. As Christmas approaches, Erica is readying her special demon toys, but she needs the blood of the Puppet Master's descendants to meet her quota. And of course, Corey Feldman is one of the Toulon, you know, the original Puppet Master descendants. And so they're going after he and his daughter, you know. So there you go. That is Puppet Masters versus Demonic Toys. Highly recommended. It's a lot of fun. You'll absolutely love it. Next up, I enjoyed this too. 1998. This is an early Puppet Master film, Curse of the Puppet Master. Also on all of the Puppet Master films are on Tubi, folks. Personally, I think the first 5 or 6 are the best. And then there's that Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys, which was surprising. I was surprised. I had a great time watching it. You know, it was just a lot of fun. And I think Corey Feldman was one of the reasons for that. In any case, Curse of the Puppet Master, 1998. The evil puppets are back in a traveling doll circus run by a puppet carver whose monstrous schemes will bring out their sure fight to the death. Now, I love this film. Everything about the film is just really enjoyable, except for the end. It has such a weird, sharp, sudden ending that I was just like, what? What the hell? I don't know. Almost like they randomly just decided to end it. It's really strange. That's my only complaint of this Puppet Master film. Okay, on the other hand, Retarded, folks. From 2008, horror comedy. An evil doctor tests his lethal intelligence serum on the unsuspecting patients at the Butte County Institute for Special Education. Yes, another film that would never be made today. And this was made in 2008. You can believe it. Retarded. Okay, folks. Yes, you heard it right. And the thing is that that's about the best thing about this film, unfortunately. It's, you know, I expected something much funnier. And unfortunately, it just doesn't quite meet expectations as far as the title to the film goes. That's all I can say. You know, I was personally disappointed. So I'll leave it at that. But it is on Tubi if you want to take a gander. Next up, man, this is a great series. I highly recommend this, guys. 2019 documentary series, Cult-tastic, Tales from the Trenches with Roger and Julie Corman. Powerhouse creatives Roger and Julie Corman discuss their lifetime of innovative filmmaking with their bare-bones production philosophy. So it's got, I think there's 1 season, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 episodes. Fantastic. You know, various periods of time. Of course, they get into humanoids from the deep, the early days as well. Bucket of Blood, Dick Miller. You know, it's just such a great series. Roger Corman, he's great. he's great to listen to, and he's talking about the good old days of filmmaking. Of course, Death Race 2000, Eat My Dust, all that shit. It's great, man. Highly recommended. It's on Tubi. Cultastic. Check it out. Demonic, I don't know. Okay, 2015. This is a Blumhouse James Wan film. From producer James Wan, the creator of Saw and Insidious, comes a horrifying tale about an investigation surrounding brutal occult murders. And the only thing I can say is that just watch the trailer, folks. You know, it's like when I first heard about this film, I went to YouTube, I looked up the trailer, I watched the trailer, and as I predicted, there is a scene of somebody getting dragged across the floor by unseen forces, like in every goddamn James Wan movie. He rips himself off. It's incredible. It's like, yes, here goes, there's the woman. She's being dragged across the floor down the hallway and disappears through a doorway. All the time, in every damn film the guy makes. It's incredible. I guess it's a winning formula, though, because, you know, they obviously keep making money off of it. Insane. Now, this one's got a bit of a backstory to it, folks. It's a German horror comedy called Under Control. Yes, you're seeing that right. After 700 years of being locked inside a statue in Germany's Black Forest, a demonic troll is unwittingly resurrected and ready to wreak havoc. Okay, folks, there's a few things about this that you might find interesting, okay? And we're going to go right now. We'll come back to this, but I want to show you a few things. One of the stars in this film is George Hardy, and you may not recognize that name, but you may recognize the face. George Hardy is an actor, and he's known for the film Troll 2. Remember that film, folks? 1990 Troll 2. It kind of has an infamous past. Let's put it that way. Well, George Hardy was the star of that film, which is how he became involved in Under Control 2019, this German flick. Okay? But it gets better. It gets better. The main star of the film is Eva Habermann. Does that ring any bells, folks? Eva Habermann? Well, it's going to ring some bells because she was that incredibly gorgeous creature in Lex, the TV series. She was the one. They got photos? Yeah, okay, thank God they got photos. That's it? Oh, they really... What the hell? Well, that's a crappy lot of... Okay, we're going to have to go back. We'll go back to Eva Habermann's page. There she is. See if I can blow that up. If you've seen Lex, you know this chick, you know this actress. She's in Under Control. She is the lead actress about 30 years after the making of the series Lex. So she looks a bit different, obviously, but actually she's not only really a good actress, she's very funny in this, but she looks great. Still looks freaking great. And it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's a very enjoyable troll fantasy film. I don't know. I liked it. I really liked it. It is currently on Tubi. I don't know what else to say. but it's really well done. Let's get back to it. There we go. Oh shit.
Far beyond in space and time, where wolves howl in the night, beneath the star beam.
Yeah, that's right, folks. That's the soundtrack. It's got a total 1980s soundtrack, completely. Which is another thing I liked. I was just like, what the hell is this film? What are these Germans up to? They're making this movie in 2019 that's like a throwback to the 1980s about this troll in the Black Forest that comes back to wreak havoc on the town of Baden-Baden. Okay? That's what's going on here, with occasional weird little musical numbers thrown in for the hell of it. The only way I can, look, you're just going to have to see the trailer to get a little better idea as to what we're talking about.
This is a story about one dangerous and very angry troll.
This is your end and our beginning.
You'd be angry too if you were locked up inside a statue for 700 years. Now that he's been set free, this troll is out for revenge.
Delicious.
You are delicious.
He wants nothing less than to end mankind, so he possesses Vanessa Meyer, who transforms to Vanessa Troll.
No! Hurry up!
Then goes completely bonkers.
A caution sign would help, you stupid oaf!
But there's one man who knows exactly what's going on.
Wow!
Mickle, mackle, muckle, mookle, meekle, Michael, wait!
A troll expert.
These creatures can transform themselves into human beings anytime they want.
He tries to warn people, but no one takes him seriously. Will they realize what grave danger they face?
If it's not too late already.
Will mankind survive? Find out in Under Control. Coming soon.
Just remember, goblins still exist.
Yep, Phil. Yeah. Yes, friends, that's a real trailer. It's a real movie, and it's now on Tubi. I watched it a few nights ago. I got to say, I enjoyed it. Once I got, into the fact that it's really a 1980s style, horror comedy type flick from Germany that is in English. It's another one of those films made in Germany with a bilingual cast. So it's, at least this version is in English. Now, I looked on IMDb, and there is another German title to this film. Apparently, it's very possible they shot this film both in German and in English. So there's two different versions of it. But I thought it was hilarious. There are some really funny sequences. It is pretty low budget, but it was engaging. It was an engaging horror comedy. And I had a lot of fun watching the damn thing, believe it or not. So that's Under Control. Now, you guys, I don't know, they've unloaded all of these Puppet Master films on Tubi. This is why they keep coming up here. And I keep watching. I go back to rewatch them, This one is interesting. Puppet Master, The Littlest Reich. Now, it was written by the guy that wrote and directed Bone Tomahawk and Dragged Across Concrete and Riot in Cell Block 99. His name escapes me right now. But check out the cast. Michael Paré, Udo Kier, Barbara Crampton, Thomas Lennon, this fucking movie. And it is one of the most, it's definitely, it could be the goriest, most violent Puppet Master film made to date. It's outrageous. There are some amazing scenes of gore in this film. You got to see it to believe it. I think they strayed from the original Puppet Master storyline, and I didn't really like that too much. But otherwise, it was, I mean, look, if you like seeing some good gore and a bit of good, horror comedy, see Puppet Master The Littlest Reich. You will not be disappointed. It delivers, just loads of gore. And of course, there is some fine TNA in this flick. So that's Puppet Master The Littlest Reich. Let me go back to here. Let me check the chat. I know we got a few things that have happened in the chat. Oh, there we go. What? Oh, yeah, here we go. Werewolf says Dave Gibbons made his name on 2000 AD, indeed. And as a matter of fact, Werewolf, there is a documentary on 2000 AD on Tubi, you guys, and I think it's called 2000 AD. Something like that. I think if you look it up, it'll be there. But there's a great documentary about the history of 2000 AD, covering Judge Dredd and the other stuff that they produced. Jacob says, enjoyed your Puppet Master figure review, Horror Mike. Thank you, Jacob. Yeah, that wasn't really a popular video. And some of those, I find that some of the, how should you say, the action figure stuff isn't nearly as popular as the comic book or illustrated magazine stuff that I do. I think it's just a lot of the action figure stuff. I like them. I just don't have many, so I don't do many videos on it. And I just don't think people that typically watch my videos really dig them that much. I like them. Michael Taylor says, what's even more impressive is that Clint is doing it in his 90s, indeed. Meyer says, oh, snap, the dentist from Troll 2. Yes, Meyer. That is exactly that guy. He's that guy. Michael Taylor, I enjoyed a few Blumhouse films. The greatest film Blumhouse has done is The Hunt. The Hunt is on Freevee, folks. If you get a chance, see The Hunt. What a movie. It is fantastic. Meyer says he beat that kid with a belt. Powerful scene in Troll 2. Jacob says Troll 2 scared the hell out of me when I was 6 and it came out. Good God, man. Yes. When you watch Mike, you are guaranteed plenty of hot Sheilas. Lol. Indeed, yeah, and I try to get in as many as possible. Werewolf on that, and look, Tubi helps because let's put it this way, folks. Tubi is all about the Grindhouse drive-in exploitation films. You guys know this as well as I do by now. They dish this shit out in heaps. I'm just astounded. I mean, I love it. I know, one of the reasons, obviously, is that they get bundles of these films. Like they'll get 20 or 30 or 50 of these films, and then they'll just slowly release them over the weeks, And so it's not at a much of a cost to them, or it's at no cost at all. And what they do is they just split the revenue, the ad revenue, with the distributor. It depends on what kind of a deal it is. But I got to hand it to Tubi. They're not into the censorship as far as I see. And they put some stuff on here that nobody would touch. Retarded, man, there is a lot of platforms that would not even have that movie on their platform. You know it? I know. Let's see. Eric says, how many friggin' Puppet Master movies are there? Well, I think there's about I want to say around a dozen, Eric, but they're all, it seems like one's coming out every 2 years or so. So, Eric says, Udo Kier is creepy. Yes, he is. And he's really creepy in Puppet Master, The Littlest Reich. Man, he's creepy. Eric also says, The Beach Girls and the Monster is a funky movie. There are some hotties in it. Yes, also in the public domain. You are absolutely correct. And guess what? We're about to look at the trailer to Beach Girls and the Monster.
The Beach Girls and the Monster. Starring John Hall, Sue Casey, and the glamorous Watusi dancing girls from Hollywood's famed Whiskey A Go-Go nightclub. Music by Frank Sinatra Jr.
You got a monster in the turf.
Jinx, do you have a problem? You won't have after you meet the monster on the beach. If you see this ghoul, play it cool. Beauties in bikinis, laughing, singing, surfing, sinning. Beach party lovers making hey hey in the moonlight while the monster waits and watches. Yeah. This one will kill you.
There you go, folks. Beach Girls and the Monster. The trailer for your entertainment, indeed. And it is now on Tubi. Not only is it on Tubi, but it's on Tubi in the original black and white and the colorized version. So you can see either of them or both, if you'd like. But it's there. Beach Girls and the Monster. Now, the next one is a little different now. Definitely a much larger budget film. Really great. Zulu Dawn. Jeez Louise. 1979, folks. Talk about a cast. Burt Lancaster, Bob Hoskins, Peter O'Toole, Simon Ward. There's a ton of other fucking people in this film. Zulu Dawn, 1979. In 1879, arrogant British officials issue ultimatums to the Zulu nation and are met with defiance, declare a war that they are not prepared to fight. And it's a hell of a film. Zulu Dawn, highly recommended. Man, talk about a just unusual war film. Unusual, definitely, because of course you have these colonists that are battling against Zulu warriors. So it's not your typical type of war film. But man, is it a massacre? There ain't no doubt about that. Great flick, highly recommended. Zulu Dawn, now on Tubi. Sting of Death, folks. It ain't no joke. 1966. When college kids take spring break in Florida, where one girl's dad works as a marine biologist, a murderous mutant jellyfish spoils the party. Yes, it's a giant walking jellyfish attacking people, folks. Sting of Death. View at your own discretion, okay? But that is Sting of Death, 1966. And here's one Puppet Master related film that I have not seen. And it's called Blade the Iron Cross. But I saw a trailer and it looked pretty damn good. 2020, so it's one of the last ones they made. A murderous Nazi doctor with a terrifying invention meets his match in a psychic journalist with a revenge streak and her knife-wielding devil doll. There you go. Blade the Iron Cross, 2020. I haven't seen it. I'm going to watch it. The latter Puppet Master films, for the most part, don't really do much for me. the thing is the first several, like from 1989 to 1999, literally that in that window, which was like, I believe 5 or 6 Puppet Master films. The special visual effects were by David Allen. Great stop motion animation, the puppetry, the creatures were literally sculpted and created by David Allen Studios for the films. David Allen is one of the greatest stop motion animators of all time. And that's what really makes those Puppet Master films stand out. I mean, Puppet Master 3, Toulon's Revenge, which is on Tubi, I can't recommend that enough. That is truly a great film. It's truly a great horror fantasy film. If you get a chance, check it out. Puppet Master 3. The animation is fantastic. The story is great. The acting, everything in that film is just top notch. And that ends our Tubi lineup for this week. They've already started adding more folks, and I definitely am going to, I think next week is going to be another, at least a good one as far as Tubi goes, and Canopy might be adding some good stuff next week as well. So I think we're going to mosey on over to Canopy next week and check out a few of their editions. Let me check the chat one last time. Werewolf says Beach Girls is on YT. Yes, it is indeed. Yeah, it's totally public domain, as Eric says. So it's all over the freaking place. Michael Taylor says, yeah, great cast in Zulu. Don, yes, indeed. Meyer says, I've been stung by jellyfish. It's no joke, but I survived. Yeah. Yeah, jellyfish or also Portuguese man of war. Those things are, you want to avoid those mothers as well. But, you know, those like red tide things with the jellyfish, Jesus. I tell you, man, it is no joke. They can sting the shit out of you. Werewolf says, you need to show the trailers of some Carry On films, particularly Carry On Camping. I love British humor, but then again, I have bias. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I'm going to have to check and see if there's any Carry On films there. Werewolf. This is why I never go to the beach, Meyer. Meyer says, so many great movies on Tubi, it's hard to keep up. Impossible even. Yeah, it is. They just keep adding them others. It's just absolutely insane. Michael Taylor says, Meyer, it's not just movies, also TV shows and docs. Yeah, they're just kicking ass on all cylinders. You know, Tubi just continues to be, as far as I'm concerned, they're just leagues ahead of any other platform. I don't care if it's a paid platform or not. And it's also minus the bullshittery, okay? It's minus the woke foolery of some of the other platforms. You know, you just don't have to deal with that garbage. It's just like, go to Tubi, click on a movie, watch the movie. That's it. You know, I mean, that no BS involved. No subscription fatigue, as it were. So that wraps it up for tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show. And, you know, once again, as I was saying before, just to recap, the drive towards the 1,000 subscriber thing on YouTube is heating up. Once I hit 900, I will launch the official giveaway on that. Of course, my film, First Man on Mars, is currently available on my website, horroranthologymovies.com. It is now on Amazon. The Blu-ray is on Amazon. It's also on eBay. So it's on 3 different platforms. You know, you can get it. And that's pretty much it. Let's see if anybody else has chimed in. Werewolf says, you need vinegar for jellyfish stings. Should be on most beaches, indeed. Meyer, yes, Michael, that's part of why I can't keep up with the movies. I watch 8 is Enough and Miami Vice and Barney Miller, etc. Michael Taylor says, great show as always, Mike. Thanks for watching. Michael Taylor. Jacob says, great show, Horror Mike. Thank you, Jacob. Meyer says, thanks, Mike. Great show and fun movie recommendations. Well, thanks for being here, Meyer. I appreciate it. Easy Comic Reader. Enjoyed it, Mike. Happy weekend, everyone. Thank you, guys. You guys all have a great rest of the weekend, and I will see you all next Friday. Take care, guys.